Hey everybody, it's Haley Hobson. Welcome to our spring 2015 Vitality Tour. I'm really excited to bring this webinar to you guys tonight. It was really inspiring to be at Leadership a couple months ago, last month, and it's always inspiring to just be learning more and more information about essential oils and where this company in particular, doTERRA, has been coming from, and has been going and will be going in the next couple of months in this year. So I just want to bring you the event agenda for tonight, and then I'm going to give you a little introduction about who I am and how I got here. Okay, so what I'm going to be talking to you guys tonight is about why doTERRA, what essential oils are, what makes doTERRA different than other companies. I want to talk a lot about wellness and specifically target most of the talk, or a lot of the talk, towards supplement needs, a little bit about weight management, and how to start living doTERRA today. So again, I said my name is Haley Hobson. I'm a double blue diamond with doTERRA right now. And I started my path with doTERRA a little over 2 years ago, about 2 years and 3 or 4 months ago. And I started that path because I had been dealing my entire life with some health issues. I had what had been diagnosed as irritable bowel syndrome my whole life. I had a malrotation of my colon, which meant that it was on the wrong side of my body and sort of all messed up and squiggly in the wrong type of mode. It wasn't like evenly laid out like the diagram I'll be showing you tonight is. And I think because of just genetics and my personality and stress and the way that I internalized it, I really had a hard time for all of my life eating food, to be honest with you. I mean, if you look at pictures of me when I was younger, I look really malnourished, very, very skinny, and I just wasn't getting any nutrition in my body. And I didn't like to eat because it always hurt. And my body took a sort of a turn for the worse in 2012. I had a baby in 2009, and she was about 2.5 years old. And I would say that raising her and still maintaining my career and maintaining my athletic part of my life. I was a avid runner and had been a triathlete. It was all catching up to me. And what happened is, I guess, to sort of sum it up, was a really bad case of adrenal fatigue slash autoimmune slash inflammatory bowel. And so the way that it had manifested itself in my body was not only was I having pain when I was eating, but I also just literally couldn't eat. Like I was vomiting everything up for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And I finally went to a doctor who diagnosed me with this inflammatory bowel, who explained that it was really just like an autoimmune, on haywire, and that my body was in a complete state of fight or flight. And if I didn't change certain things about my diet and also about my life, I was probably not going to make it. And so I had to sit down and make some really important life choices at that point. And one of the choices that I chose was to reevaluate where my own business at the time was going and how I wanted to restructure it and find more time for me and my family, and find a more effective way to bring what our family needed in terms of finances, and not work the ungodly hours that I was working. But I also needed to change some things about my diet as well. And so I went off on this path and started juicing and went raw, went vegan, went back to school to learn about all of this, and became a board certified health coach in the meantime. And during that process, I actually was turned on to doTERRA essential oils and was sort of a little bit hesitant about trying them, to be honest, because I didn't believe that they would work. I was raised in a household that was a very Western mentality. And I was used to just, popping a pill if you had a headache, or, taking a Xanax if you were stressed out, or whatever, antibiotic, if you had an infection. And it was odd to me, I have to admit, even though I'm the kind of person who has seen 100 Grateful Dead shows in my 20s, and who sent my dog, my little border collie, to a psycho dog whisperer telephonically. What I'm saying is I believed in other means that weren't traditional, but I had a hard time believing in the oils. But I took some samples from a friend, and I really liked the way that they smelled. And just like that, like many of us are, we become hooked. And it's funny because now I can't imagine my life without doTERRA. And I say that from a whole bunch of different standpoints. I mean, number one, I can't imagine my life without the product. I mean, we literally use all of their products for everything. And we have multiple bottles of our favorite products and favorite, non-oil products, oil infused products all over the house, share them with everyone. And now we've met this, wonderful team of people all over the world that are in our downline and our upline and our cross lines. And of course, the executive teams, the owners and their integrity. And we really, I say we, my husband and I really love the doTERRA culture and the doTERRA life. So from all standpoints, whether it's financial, because it's my business right now, or whether it's from a product wellness standpoint, or whether it's from just the sheer love of what it brings into our life, I am really super happy to be with this company and to be sharing doTERRA with you tonight. So like I said, we're going to talk about why doTERRA in particular, what essential oils are, what makes them different, and about wellness and supplement needs, weight management, and how to start living this today. And I know that there are some people here that might not be familiar with doTERRA, but that's why I want to introduce you a little bit to who we are as a company and what makes our oils different than others before we jump right into some of the new stuff. Okay. So why doTERRA? Let's first start by talking about who doTERRA is. First of all, doTERRA literally means gift of the earth. And we have a mission that's really threefold. So what I'd like to do is share those three components that make doTERRA who it is today with you right now. doTERRA really is for people who care about improving their health and that of their loved ones. We provide simple, safe, and empowering solutions that enhance well-being. Our company is really dedicated to improving the health through these simple, safe, and empowering solutions. And we want these products to benefit you and your loved ones and your friends and your family and everyone that you come into contact with. Our pure essential oils are revolutionizing the way that families manage their health. We harness nature's most powerful remedies and share these gifts through our global community of wellness advocates. And we really believe that our pure essential oils are changing the way that families manage their health. I mean, let's face it. I put my 5-year-old to bed at night and she lifts her feet up at me because she wants her lavender oil on her feet, or she is teaching a stranger that comes over, a friend of mine, but a stranger to her in her bedroom, about how to turn on and fill up her diffuser. I think that with healthcare costs increasing these days and so many people being unable to afford healthcare, not only do I believe that our products harness nature's most powerful remedies in a low cost effective way, but we're really revolutionizing the way that our children look at our healthcare system these days. We also have another component, a very powerful mission that is really the thread throughout all of what we do here at doTERRA, which incorporates bringing healing and hope to the world. We want to have people live lives free from disease and poverty, and ultimately teaching people everywhere to be self-reliant. And it's interesting because I've actually had a very firsthand experience at this several times, actually. I've been on several different mission trips with doTERRA and incentive trips where we do little mini missions, and even the Presidential Diamond Trip last year where we went into the country of Haiti and helped our farmers out there, or the villages out there, actually bring water into their village. We literally dug a well and helped these people who had been walking hours a day to just get their water, which they then had to bring home and boil, to having running water in their village. And at the same time, giving those people the jobs, meaning employing them or creating these co-op relationships with them so that they specifically are the ones in this indigenous culture to harvest the best crop in that indigenous environment where the climate is the best, and help them by giving them jobs and allowing them to pay for their children to go to school and put shoes on their feet and maybe build a roof over their house is very, very powerful to see. And I know that with every bottle of oil I use and I open, that is what I'm bringing into these communities. So what is an essential oil? An essential oil is basically, like I said, the gift of the earth. And what an essential oil is an aromatic compound found in plants. It can be found in the flowers, the leaves, the stem, the bark, and the root of the plants. And basically, if you smell the fragrant aroma of a plant, you're smelling the essential oils that are evaporating off of the plant. A pure essential oil extract contains only the aromatic compounds of the plant. Typically, these essential oils are carefully removed from freshly harvested plant material through a process of steam distillation. And essential oil extracts, although very concentrated, can be safely used in small amounts for their very powerful benefits without any fear of side effects. Now, there are 3 ways to use essential oils. One is aromatically, which is the most familiar way, most popular, the power of essential oils in aromatherapy. But many essential oils can also be used topically, and some essential oils may be used safely for internally or targeted wellness benefits. So what makes doTERRA different than other companies? Well, I know to believe that it's how they're manufacturing, distilling, growing, testing their oils. It's their certified pure therapeutic grade. First, doTERRA has a very strict quality control process that begins even before each essential oil has been distilled and shipped to doTERRA from our global network of growers. CTPG, Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, is a registered trademark of doTERRA and is used to describe doTERRA's standard of essential oils in their purity and their potency. We partner with the world's foremost experts on essential oil science, including Dr. Robert Pappas and Dr. Brian Lawrence. Our quality control, CTPG process, is one of the most extensive testing protocols in the industry. doTERRA has defined the testing protocol in our industry to assure that what you see on the label is in the bottle and that the active ingredients that provide the therapeutic benefits are at the appropriate levels. In order to assure this, we have a 3-tiered testing protocol that assures our oils are pure, potent, and safe. First, after our raw materials are harvested from our farmers' networks around the world, they are distilled and sent to Dr. Pappas, who is arguably the leading essential oils expert in the entire world. Dr. Pappas is a third-party expert that tests all of our oils against the largest database in the world to assure that our products are the correct botanical we are looking for, have the right levels of chemical constituents to provide the therapeutic benefit needed, and also to assure that we don't have any harmful ingredients in these products, such as pesticides, herbicides, or any other harmful substances. In many ways, we go well beyond the organic testing because we are certified pure. Once he has completed his analysis, the oils are sent to doTERRA, where our scientists conduct the exact same tests. And although Dr. Pappas is the best at what he does, we want to make sure that our oils meet all of our quality standards and go through the secondary validation. Finally, once the oils are bottled and labeled, we pull from each batch of product and test them again, just to assure that nothing has compromised their quality and integrity during the bottling and labeling process. And this is what is called our final validation. Our co-impact sourcing is definitely noteworthy to talk about. This is a collaboration between doTERRA, the Healing Hands Foundation, and the local farmers, and it's what we call our co-impact sourcing. By working with people from all different nations who farm the botanicals that our essential oils come from, we are assuring that the quality is at its highest levels. The people are compensated fairly, jobs are made readily available, thus improving the economy. And we end up making a final product that we can be proud of and confident that we will meet in our standards. And again, like I said, this is actually a picture of the farmers in Haiti right here, where we actually watched them growing and pulling the vetiver roots out of the ground, and so carefully cleaning them and then pushing them through the whole distillation process. So it's a very, very important part of our relationship is this co-impact sourcing that we do, making sure that our oils come from the right places, the right land, the right temperatures, the right humidity, the right environment, and also with the right people. Now, what I want to talk about tonight, like I mentioned before, is the wellness component of what's going on with doTERRA right now. And I think that life expectancy is a prediction of the total time of an organism based on environmental factors. The worldwide life expectancy for men and women is 68.5 and 73.5 years, respectively, a little bit lower than I actually thought. Clearly, children and adults, more importantly, children and adults are in industrialized nations can expect to live longer than their grandparents and great-grandparents. Advances in sanitation, refrigeration, modern medicine, life sciences have all contributed to a longer expectancy over the past century. Again, I still thought it was higher than what it is, but the question remains, however, if your children will enjoy your life expectancy or if we have reached a peak in life expectancy trending towards longer life. We entered the 20th century in an era of acute infectious diseases, with tuberculosis, the #1 killer of our population and smallpox, diphtheria, tetanus, and other infectious illnesses compromising 80% of all deaths in 1900. With these diseases nearly eradicated by the 1970s, mortality from these diseases has been reduced nearly 99%. Awesome, right? But we're now being ushered into an era where the major burdens of illness in the United States are chronic disease. We and our children today come from chronic diseases such as heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes. Inflammation is the root of all these diseases. The premature and early onset of chronic disease is the greatest threat to slowing the past century's trend towards life expectancy, and also is having an alarming negative impact on overall quality of life. For many years, scientists thought genetics were the primary influencer when predicting the onset of chronic disease. If your father and grandfather had died of heart disease, you might die of heart disease. But today's research indicates the more significant factor in postponing, compressing, or even avoiding chronic disease is the practice of a healthy lifestyle. Even people who have known genetic defects can manage the manifestations and severity of such genetic dispositions through healthier lifestyle choices. Research shows consistent practice of lifestyle choices can actually delay the onset of chronic disease by 7 to 12 years. Furthermore, people who practice healthy lifestyle have an average or shorter interval between the onset of a chronic disease and death. So how are we doing? A new paradigm of wellness requires we consider both life expectancy and life quality. The interplay between life expectancy and life quality, has been described in a new philosophy of health and aging called compression of morbidity. Compression of morbidity means postponing the onset of and compressing the incident of chronic disease into a much smaller period of lifespan. By delaying the onset of chronic disease, life expectancy will naturally increase. More importantly, quality of life will improve and be enjoyed for a longer period of time. We will live younger, longer. Don't you guys want that? So this picture here, this diagram here, is a depiction of doTERRA's wellness lifestyle. And what we've always been talking about is that we want to start with a healthy diet, exercise, making sure that we are finding ways to rest and manage our stress, reduce our toxic load, because our world, as I mentioned before, is becoming more and more toxic these days in our industrial nation, and also teach ourselves how to make more informed self-care choices and more proactive medical care choices. And what I want to talk to you about tonight is our daily and targeted supplement needs, because I think that this has been overlooked for a while. we look at vitamins and supplements. We're not sure if we need them. We buy them. We don't think they work anymore. We decide not to use them. We think we can get everything that we want from our food. And there's a lot of information now that is going to give you a lot more sophisticated information so that you can make more sophisticated choices. So let's talk about the daily nutrient pack and lifelong vitality pack and our multivitamin revolution. Now, you might be laughing when you hear us talk about or think that we're exaggerating when we call this presentation a multivitamin revolution. But guess what? It's not. We seized a unique opportunity, we embraced it with the latest science, and we've successfully created what we honestly call the most advanced multivitamin supplements in the world. I'm not kidding, and I'm not exaggerating. Tonight, you'll be among the first to learn about this breakthrough and the full health benefits of our new daily nutrient pack and our reformulated existing lifelong vitality pack. Now, experts agree everyone needs a multivitamin. Our diets fall short in meeting even the bare minimum requirements for many nutrients or the RDAs or recommended daily allowances. In the US, 9 out of 10 adults don't even meet the RDAs for vitamin D, vitamin E, and over half of us don't meet the RDAs for vitamin A and calcium and magnesium from our foods. A large USDA survey study of 21,500 people showed that not a single person met the RDAs of all of the vitamin and minerals from food alone. Now, there are some that will say, well, I eat a healthy diet, so I don't need supplements. And that person could be me, because guess what? I eat a pretty healthy diet. We like the way that you think. I'd like to like the way that I think, because you believe in the natural goodness of healthy foods. I believe in the natural goodness of all whole foods, even raw foods. And I want to encourage you and myself to keep eating those healthy foods. But guess what? Today's healthy foods are still very different from the historic diets our genes are actually programmed for. For thousands of years, agricultural breeding has always been the way of improving yield and taste. And since many micronutrients don't taste good, they've been inadvertently bred out of our food. Like these ugly wild apples that you see here on the left, they have about 100 times more phytonutrients and much more vitamin C than the apples that you can buy in the grocery store today. And this is just one example of what's happened to our entire food supply. So now you can see why even healthy diets today fail to meet the RDAs and even less our optimal micronutrient requirements. Now, when we don't get enough of our optimal amounts of vitamins and minerals, we may deal with a lack of energy or fatigue or irritability, dull-looking hair, dry skin, weak bones, occasional achinesses, joint discomfort, or a less than stellar immune defense, I should say. In other words, we're not feeling good. And many of us don't know what it's even like to feel good. I mean, I was a person, that's a perfect example of that, about that in my 20s and 30s. I just thought I was fine all the time until I really knew what it was like to feel awesome. So who needs a multivitamin? Everyone. This is why experts agree and that you should try to eat a healthy diet high in fruits and vegetables and, capital A-N-D, take a multivitamin mineral supplement. So then the question becomes, which supplement should you take? This is a very important question because multivitamins are not something you take occasionally as needed. They need to be taken every day, and they need to be safe and effective when taken for a lifetime. So what do we want in a good multivitamin? We know today that for most micronutrients, the RDAs are not sufficient and that optimum intakes are often higher. But how much higher? And can we get too much? These questions have kept scientists busy for the last 50 years, and recent research makes it clear that it's time to rethink our multivitamins again. So multivitamins have been around for over 60 years, and the products evolved in stages. The first multivitamins hit the retail shelves in the 50s and 60s, and actually remain a staple in today's retail and mass markets. Let's call them version number 1.0, the multivitamin 1.0 software. These inexpensive products deliver the RDAs of most vitamins and in lesser amounts of most minerals. Their ingredients are often poorly absorbed and utilized by the body, and they contain many artificial ingredients. Then, research in the 80s and 90s suggested that above RDA amounts of certain nutrients have additional health benefits. And these studies paved the way to the current generation of comprehensive, high-dose multivitamins. They are popular in the specialty and in the direct sales markets. Competition in this multivitamin, we'll call it 2.0 market, is fierce. And many companies are playing a horsepower game where more is better. But more is not better. We know that in nature, there's always a bell-shaped relationship where initially at a low nutrient intake, more is better, and then you reach this plateau of optimal intakes. And then if you keep taking more and more, you see the negative side effects and ultimately toxicity. There is no exception to this rule. Even water can kill you if you drink too much of it. And that is what recent research showed for many multivitamins. These studies were large. They were very large, and they showed that amounts previously assumed safe turned out to cause some side effects when people take them for a very long time, increasingly to this state that the entire supplement industry is taking a defense position. They are belittling or dismissing these studies, but we are not. We take these studies very seriously because I can promise you there will be more of them. The good news for you is that doTERRA has never believed the more is better horsepower game. So let me ask you, where on this graph should we be? We should be right here, right on the top. But that's easier said than done. Scientists could spend hundreds of years in clinical studies and still not be sure. So is there a better way to find the optimal micronutrient intakes? Yes, we can use nature as a guide. So let's take a picture of this. Let's take a look at this photo for a second. After all, nature has never been proven wrong. So instead of experimenting with unnatural dosages, we believe it's much smarter to look at those micronutrient intakes that would come from diets that nature has actually intended for us as humans. And that's the diet that nature has our genes programmed for. Recently in human history, agriculture, and industrialization have changed what we eat dramatically. Our micronutrient intakes used to be much higher during our long pre-agricultural industry. Our genes, however, have not actually changed that much since we first started roaming this planet. That's why we have to use our nutrient intakes during the long pre-agricultural period as a guide for natural intakes. What we ate back then and the micronutrients we used to get from these ancient diets, that's what nature has genetically programmed us for. And that's what our bodies still demand today because our genes really haven't changed. And let's be honest, the reason that we're getting sicker and sicker and fatter and getting more and more inflamed and more toxic is because we're straying farther from this pre-agricultural diet. There are many good studies estimating our ancient nutrient intakes. These allowed us to establish the natural intake ranges that we are genetically programmed for. And what we created, well, with that, we created a radically new process to formulate micronutrient supplements. This process ensures lifelong safety and optimal health benefits. The process is actually quite simple and intuitive if you think about it. And it's fortunate for us and the rest of the industry has not discovered it so far. That's why this process is now patent pending and is proprietary to doTERRA. So we've applied this new process and created what we're calling the 3.0 version of multivitamins, where everything is in quote unquote nature's balance. This 3.0 version agrees with all the recent micronutrient research, positive and negative. We've created a new way of formulating multivitamins that really work and are unquestionably safe for a lifetime. So believe me, this is a game changer now. So now we are on top of this bell-shaped curve for every micronutrient. That's where you get the optimal benefits and unquestionable safety. Nothing more and nothing less. So this chart here lists all the vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, and omegas that you need every day, omega-3s that you need every day. And the whole white zone in the middle where this black arrow is pointing to is where we need to get to be optimum. Naturally balanced levels of everything. That's where you achieve optimal micronutrient nutrition. That's in line with your natural physiology and your genes. If you go above the white zone and you get into levels you would never be able to get from natural diet. These high levels are not physiological for the human body. Not surprisingly, all of the recent negative studies used amounts above the white zone. All of the recent negative studies used amounts above the white zone. No exception. And when you get levels below the white zone, you get less than optimal health benefits. And if you get real low, you run the risk of serious deficiency diseases. Here you can see how the RDAs compare to our optimal intakes. Most RDAs are not optimal. In fact, for some nutrients like omega-3s and polyphenols, there are no RDAs at all. And for many nutrients, the RDAs are 2 to 5 times below the white optimal zone. Again, this is because the RDAs were designed to just prevent the deficiency of diseases, but not provide optimal nutrition. And remember what I said in the beginning, almost nobody even meets the RDAs from today's diet. So what exactly do we get from our diets? Let's take a look. The yellow bars show how much we're getting from the typical US diets. We're not doing well at all. We are very low in most micronutrients, and we are not in balance because we see big differences between individual nutrients. That's why experts recommend that everyone should have a supplement with a multivitamin. So let's see what happens when we supplement with one of these basic mass market multivitamins. The blue bars represent the additional nutrient amounts you're getting from the multivitamin. Okay, that's better for some nutrients that are now in the white zone of optimal levels, but about half of the nutrients are either too low or they're too high. So this is far from optimal because we've created some more imbalance. The other problem not shown on this graph is the cheap multivitamins and the cheap ingredients that are often not well absorbed in the body. So just looking at the amounts doesn't tell the whole story. By the end of the day, taking a common multivitamin is a very little benefit and certainly doesn't help you achieve a naturally balanced micronutrient intake. Now let's see what happens when you fall victim to the horsepower game and buy an expensive, high-potency multivitamin. You can see the supplemental amounts in red, and most often they are so high and clearly unnatural in potency and unhealthiness. Also, this is a far cry from being in natural balance. Unfortunately, many people waste a lot of money on these supplements that are advertised as premium products. And I can show you hundreds of more of these examples, and they'll all look very similar to the two we just saw. Instead, let me show you what we just did at doTERRA. Using our new patent pending formulation process, we completely updated the Microplex multivitamin, which is now called Microplex MVP. And we also updated our XE Omega, our Omega formula, and we put them together and created the daily nutrient pack. Both products use only the most potent, natural, and bioavailable forms for each nutrient. Maximum bioavailability, nutrient absorption. And when you supplement with the daily nutrient pack, you start with the average diet and you supplement with a nutrient pack, you're moving all the micronutrients well within the optimal zone. And we are restoring natural balance. Nothing is too high, nothing is too low, just the natural optimal of everything. So the first time ever you have a product that's giving you the naturally balanced amount of every vitamin, mineral, trace element, phytonutrient, and omega, no less and no more. Now you're getting all the right types and amounts of micronutrients your body is genetically programmed for. Here's another way of putting it. People have spent a ton of time getting the right balance for the micronutrients, right? Or in the macronutrients. There's a lot of talk about protein, carbs, fats, but nobody so far has realized that the same principle also applies to micronutrients. Don't you think while we're sitting here trying to figure out how much protein, carbs, and fats that we need, that we should also be thinking about how to get our micronutrients in balance as well? Our Microplex MVP is a completely new formula now. MVP stands for multivitamin with polyphenols, or our most valuable player. Both are correct. The slide doesn't do Microplex its justice. It's just an amazing product with so many features. I could talk about it all day. But your take-home message is that this is truly a no-compromise formula. And as a result, Microplex MVP provides the perfect natural balance of vitamins, minerals, polyphenols that your body needs, and we're using absolutely the best and most natural nutrients that are easily absorbed and utilized into your body, no compromise. We also completely updated the XE Omega formula. It now features a new marine omega-3 blend with more DHA and a much more potent plant omega-3 blend. The only thing that we didn't change are CPTG essential oils and the carotenoids, including I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'm not even going to try, you guys. This new formula is all natural and it fits nicely into smaller, easier to swallow soft veggie gels. Astaxanthin, I think it was. Astaxanthin. So this is our new, more potent XE Omega. And our nutrient pack is basically the XE Omega with the Microplex MVP. And we put the word daily in the name because you get all the amazing health benefits of the two products, but you need to take them daily. So what health benefits can you expect when you take them? Well, there are really too many to list, but here are 17 of the most important benefits. The daily nutrient pack supports optimal nutrition, wellness and vitality, antioxidant protection, energy metabolism, DNA protection, bone health, immune function, stress management, cardiovascular, healthy hair, skin and nails, brain and nervous system, eye health, lung function, digestive function, and liver detoxification. These are all profound health benefits, and most people who've already tried it can tell me that they can feel the difference. Clearly, the daily nutrient pack is the most advanced and smartest way to supplement. Now, the daily nutrient pack is designed for men and women of all ages, including teenagers, and it's also safe for pregnant and lactating women. You should take 2 capsules of each formula twice with breakfast and at dinner. It's that simple. Make it a habit, and you will soon recap all of the benefits. The daily nutrient pack is an essential part of your foundation to help you eat right. And all other doTERRA supplements are 100% compatible and can be taken safely with a nutrient pack. Now, for those of you who are currently taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack with the Alpha CRS and want to keep using it, we have good news for you. We've updated the Lifelong Vitality Pack with our new Microplex MVP and XE Omega formulas, and we kept the current Alpha CRX unchanged. So people ask me, should I take the Lifelong Vitality Pack or switch to the nutrient pack? Remember, the only difference is the Alpha CRS, which is more of a targeted benefit supplement. It's targeted at the immune benefits, energy, and occasional aches and pains. So if that's what you want, which is what I want, keep it. Keep taking the LLV, and it's better now for you than ever. The Daily Nutrient Pack, however, is the most universal foundation supplement because it only provides the Microplex MVP and the XC Omega, and these products should absolutely be taken every day, no matter what. And we've also created a more potent supplement just for energy and another one for occasional aches and pains, which I'll get to in a minute. This way you can customize your regime much, much better. Okay, so do you guys think differently about multivitamins now? Do you see that I wasn't exaggerating when I said that these are the most advanced micronutrient supplements in the world? With a daily nutrient pack and the lifelong vitality, we are starting literally a multivitamin revolution. And I'm not done yet. Now that we have a breakthrough in multivitamin products, I'm happy to present a few more doTERRA innovations. We have 2 more targeted dietary supplements that fit into our informed self-care category. Now, how many of you have used the Deep Blue? Hands up, thumbs up. You like it? For the 3 people on this webinar with hundreds that have not tried it, let me tell you that these products are known to be extremely potent, that really work. They provide fast relief from occasional aches and pains when used topically. So we thought we need to add an equally potent and fast-acting internal product to the Deep Blue line. So let's give a warm welcome to our newest member of the line, the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex. This is a dietary supplement I know you're going to love. It provides fast relief from occasional aches and pains. It helps balance your immune system. The key ingredient is a very special frankincense extract, trademarked Apreflex. It's the fastest acting ingredient in its class on the market, and it's proven by 3 excellent clinical studies. And of course, we use the fully clinical tested amount in 100 milligrams of this deep polyphenol complex. Then we added an amazing potent polyphenol blend that helps balance your immune response. And we rounded out the formula with a standardized ginger extract. And anyone who's tried this formula swears by it, including myself. It's the perfect addition to our topical Deep Blue products. So you take 2 veggie caps with meals, and you can use it long-term every day or short-term as needed. I want you to use it, if you want to use it long-term, you take 1 capsule with breakfast and another with dinner. Or if you've been working or playing too hard and your joints and muscles ache, then you should take 2 capsules at once with food. Like I did this crazy back-to-back workout on Saturday, and I was super sore on Sunday, and I took 2 capsules twice on Sunday, and it felt great. No pain after that. The soreness went away. Remember that Deep Blue, this polyphenol complex, is a dietary supplement, not a drug. Okay? Now that Deep Blue made you nicely flexible and nimble, we thought you could use a little more energy too. And that's why we've completely reformulated the Mito2 Max, which even in its old formula was my favorite product probably on the market in doTERRA's catalog. We applied the latest science to give you a caffeine-free energy formula that you can seriously feel. We did this by enhancing your microcirculation, which is your blood circulation, deep into the tiniest blood vessels throughout your body, including your brain. This new star ingredient, it is trade named oligonol, and it's clinically tested to enhance microcirculation for mental and physical performance. Then we increase the amounts of classical mitochondrial energy cofactors, which are acetyl-L-carnitine, alpha-lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, and we kept our adaptogens, and which are cardiceps, ginseng, and ashwagandha. So essentially what Mito2 Max is doing is it's giving you a healthy energy by enhancing microcirculation and feeding your mitochondria, which are your cell's energy power plants. And through Our doTERRA-sponsored double-blind placebo-controlled crossover study in 12 adults at a contract research clinic in San Diego for 3 hours after taking the Mito-2 complex or placebo. The study measured microcirculation using thermogram photography as well as mental performance using the NeutroTrax test recognized by the FDA. The results are coming in still, but here's what we're seeing so far. These are the thermograms of the hand of a typical subject. You can see the scale at the bottom. The more white you see, the warmer the hand, the better the microcirculation is. The top row is with the placebo, and you don't really see much change there. At the bottom, the same person took the Mito 2 Max, and you can see how the hands turn white over 2 hours. And that's what people experience. It essentially takes care of cold fingers because of better microcirculation. But the effect is not limited to the extremities. Here you see the heads and shoulder thermograms of the person. And again, nothing new happens with the placebo, but at the bottom row, you can clearly see how the Mito 2 Max enhances circulation everywhere. And when you increase microcirculation in the brain, you may also improve mental alertness, which is another way you can feel the energy effects of the Mito 2 Max. More results will still be coming soon. So whenever you need it, and I need it twice a day, I take the Mito 2 Max capsules, preferably with food. All right, so now let's transition into weight management. Today, we have some very exciting news about a new product joining our Slim and Sassy weight management line. I think a lot of people are really excited about this. And this is our new proprietary product called Control. And its main benefit, you've guessed it, is appetite control. And it works. So before we get into it, a few important words about weight management in general. If you struggle with weight like many, you've probably figured out what scientists and doctors already know, that there's no magic weight loss pill. We can't just keep eating too much and exercising too little and then expect a pill to fix it. Successful weight loss requires lifestyle improvements. Weight management is right at the foundation of our doTERRA wellness lifestyle. And if you like it or not, it involves eating right and exercising. These lifestyle improvements need to be long-term, really long-term changes to get lasting results. Our current Slim and Sassy program already provides excellent products and tools to help people reach their goals, including the Slim and Sassy metabolic oil blend and high protein trim shakes. However, for most of us, the greatest challenges are the cravings and the snackings that sneak up on us between meals or after dinner. Wouldn't it be nice to have a product that can help us gain more appetite control? And now there is. We're excited to announce the newest member of the Slim and Sassy product line, Slim and Sassy Control. This breakthrough product controls cravings by helping the body feel full. Now, Control features a revolutionary extract made from spinach called apithyl. This extract has been developed at a prestigious university in Sweden. It took 8 years of research. And the best news is that doTERRA has acquired the exclusive rights to apithyl for our sales channels worldwide. The extract is very unique because it only uses the green chloroplasts within the spinach cells. These thylakoids that look like a stack of coins is what we're after because they can bind dietary fats. Apithyl works so well that many people feel reduced appetites and cravings in their first try. In fact, there are 8 human clinical studies showing that it reduces appetites and cravings that help people lose weight when used as part of a weight management program. So, how does apithyl work? Essentially, it helps our digestive system signal to our brain that we are full. Let me explain. Nature created our digestive tract to deal with the rough and completely unrefined diets in ancient times. And it used to take the entire 23 feet of our small intestine to get the fats digested and absorbed in our body. That's shown here in the dark pink color. So some fat made it all the way to the lower intestine, the lower end of the lower intestine. In the wall of the lower intestine, we have special receptors that detect undigested fat. And as soon as there is fat in the lower intestine, these receptors send a powerful message to our brain saying, don't eat, I'm full. That's how we should control our food intake naturally. But today, unfortunately, we eat these more refined diets that are easier and faster to digest than our ancient diets. So the fats in today's diets are digested and taken up quickly in the upper intestine, and they hardly make their way down into the lower intestine. Therefore, we don't get the signal that we're full. Plus, people who diet often eat fat-free foods. And because of that, the fat receptors in the lower intestine are not turned on, so they can't tell the brain to stop eating. That's why it's so easy to overeat these days. There's nothing wrong with our digestive system, but it doesn't work with the modern pre-chewed, raw, refined foods. So this is now where our Slim and Sassy control comes in. On the left side of the diagram, you'll see the fat digestion without the control. And on the right side, you'll see the fat digestion with the control. Control slows down fat uptake from modern diets so that it shows up in the lower intestine like it used to in ancient times. And now our natural way of controlling appetite is working again. The receptors in the lower intestine see some undigested fat and they tell the brain, don't eat, I'm full. Slim and Sassy control slows down fat digestion and uptake. It's giving our intestinal messengers time to be released and communicate to the brain that we are satisfied. So essentially, control is restoring the natural way to control food intake. And as you can imagine, it takes time for this to happen, and the action lasts for 4 to 6 hours. So keeping this in mind, here's how to take your Slim and Sassy control. If you're like me and your biggest problem is snacking after dinner, take it with lunch. If you tend to snack throughout the day, then take it with breakfast. And if you tend to snack all day long, take it both. Control comes in 2 different product forms, an instant mix in a stick pack and snack bars in 3 flavors, all with the full clinical amount of apithel, which is 5 grams, plus the solathin that you know from our trim shakes, which also works on appetite reduction. Our control instant mix is designed to be mixed with 4 to 8 ounces of water. You can take it with breakfast or lunch. And make sure that these meals contain a little bit of healthy fat. So for example, I've been using it in my smoothies in the morning, or you could take it with some avocado or some nut butter. And in my smoothie, I'll have like a little almond butter or nut milk. Or you could take it with a salad with a little olive oil or nuts. The sky is the limit for recipes, so check it out. The bars already contain the healthy fats, so you don't have to add fat to the bars, plus fiber and of course the apithel. And they come in 3 flavors. It can be taken anytime with or without other foods. They're great as a mid-morning snack or mid-afternoon snack, or you can eat them with a salad at lunch. So we believe that this apithel spinach extract is the far best researched and most effective weight management ingredient that we've ever seen. It's really nothing short of amazing. And we have secured the exclusive rights to apithel in our business channel. And we're excited to provide the full clinically tested amount in each serving of the Slim and Sassy Control. We recommend using Control as part of the Slim and Sassy program, and we're confident that Control will help you take control of your long-lasting lifestyle improvements that lead to successful weight loss. And I have to tell you, I've been taking it for the last couple of mornings in my trim shakes, and I have really not been hungry the rest of the day. I have been eating a lunch a couple hours later. I sip my shake all morning, and it is almost 8 o'clock at night and I have not had dinner and I'm not even hungry. And I will eat something small because I know that that's a healthy thing to do, but it has taken my appetite literally away in a good way, my snacking appetite away. Okay, a couple of other new products, the new and updated beadlets and the new updated Lotus diffuser, which has a much more elegant design, and our sample shampoo and conditioner. So I hope that you guys are as excited as I am about all of these new products that have just been launched, the new updated supplement lines and the Apithel products, the Control, and all of these other wonderful products. And if you are interested in getting this entire kit at a huge discount, stay on the line here because I'm going to show you how. And if you are not yet with doTERRA, been sent here by me or by somebody else, you'll go back to them and they will show you how to join as a wellness advocate and how to get free product through the loyalty rewards program every single month. And if you're interested in sharing or building a business, we have so much to offer. So I definitely want you to make sure that you get back to the person who invited you tonight. Okay, so let's talk about the Vitality Kit. The Vitality Tour Kit is a kit that's normally $356 retail, and tonight only, you can get this entire kit with all the new products I talked about for $184.50. And what you're going to do is you're going to get on your smartphone right now, and you're going to go to mydoterra.com/tourkit. mydoterra.com/tourkit. You're going to log in and enter the special access code from this event, which is for tonight only. Actually, it's for 24 hours since this is an online event at night. So you'll have 24 hours to enter this code from 7 p.m. Mountain Time tonight till 7 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. Vitality 2015 with a capital V for Vitality. So you're going to log in with your ID number and password and enter the Vitality 2015. You will select the quantities of kits that you want. Super easy to do. You'll enter your billing address and your payment information, your shipping selection. You'll review your order, and that is it. So special access code again, once again for this event is Vitality 2015. And the app is mydoterra.com/tourkit, all small, lowercase, okay? Now, if you are not, like I said, with doTERRA yet, remember that you can come back to me. You can come to my site, HaleyHobson.com. You can go definitely to the person who sent you if somebody else has sent you here. And they have, or I have on my own website, information about how to become a wellness advocate with doTERRA. And once you sign up, you can either use these products at wholesale, get free products every single month, share products, get more product for free, or even make commissions with this wonderful company to supplement or even regenerate an entire new income for you. So I'm really excited that I was able to be here with you all tonight. And again, my name is Haley Hobson. I'm a double blue diamond with doTERRA. And you can visit me on my site, HaleyHobson.com, or my Facebook page, Haley Hobson Health Coach. Have a great evening, everyone, and I will see you online.